Radio. Rahim here with Stephen Espinoza. Oh, I've got to imagine that Canelo Alvarez is the premier get in boxing right now, being a free agent. Talk to me about how Showtime puts itself in that running, and are you pursuing that guy and others?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in boxing, of course you're going to be interested in Canelo, Golovkin, even guys like younger guys like Bivol. There's a lot of talent over there, so there's been a lot of conversations. I don't think any of those guys is sort of going to jump into anything right away. We've expressed our interest. We're not really going to play it out in the media, but made the calls. They know we're interested, and I think our value is obvious. I mean, for the guys like Golovkin and Canelo, we're really the only platform with a proven pay-per-view track record, and a great track record in that. We've also got a really deep pool of stars and potential opponents, no matter what the weight class, whether it's Bivol or Golovkin or Canelo. So I think we're a real attractive landing spot, and we'll see how it plays out over the next few weeks. A
lot of us saw online Mayweather and Pacquiao seeming to have an incidental meeting in Japan, and then all this came up about whether or not they're going to fight again. Now, we know that no way Mayweather does that without Showtime. Have you had any conversations about Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather rematch?
I did. I actually spoke to him later that night, to complain about him ruining my quiet weekend. So we had a quick conversation, had some follow-up with, some of his business people too. It's very real. It's not close enough now to say, like, it's definitely happening, it's happening on this date, but he's serious. I mean, I understand why people maybe questioned it because of the way in which that viral video happened, but Floyd doesn't, play around. When he says, I'm going to do something, he's generally going to do it. In this case, he's very serious about a rematch with Pacquiao.
And lastly, on fighter acquisition, we just saw Anthony Joshua fight on DAZN. It seems like a successful broadcast, but it's strange. Like, I can't imagine that he lives on a streaming platform. So assuming that he does want to move to pay-per-view, television type boxing production, how close are you guys to getting him back into the stable? And if not, where does HBO or Showtime Boxing go in the heavyweight division without Joshua?
It's a good question. I think it's a strange choice at this point in his career, because it's a critical point in terms of his U.S. visibility. And quite honestly, from my perspective, if I'm advising him, I'm certainly not saying go on a brand new streaming platform at this critical point in his career. I think he's giving up really valuable visibility and awareness. I think the awareness of that fight, which was a good fight, on paper and in the ring, just was nowhere near where it should have been. And I don't think the viewership was anywhere near where it should have been either. So look, where he goes going forward, unclear. I'm not exactly sure how long a deal that he made. We're certainly going to reach out to Eddie. Eddie's in a little bit of a strange position because, he's advising Joshua as well as trying to build his own business through DAZN. So it puts everything in sort of this, strange juxtaposition. But, same thing. We're going to express our interest. We're going to let everyone know the value that we bring to the table. And I think the right decision would be for Joshua to be on Showtime and continue to build his career in the way that we've built other careers.
Before I let you run up on that stage, 2019 April, give me a percentage. How likely do you think we get Wilder, Joshua, assuming Wilder takes care of his business in December, on Showtime? Give me a percentage.
Well, if Eddie is serious for what he, with what he means, if he's a man of his word, meaning that he's got to have a signed contract in his hand before December 1, then I'd say, 0%, because I don't see either Deontay or Tyson being interested in negotiating and signing an agreement before December 1. Just the same way we heard from the Joshua side that once he got closer to his fight, he was not going to negotiate and sign an agreement. So I'm not sure where that comes from. I don't know why December 1 is a deadline for an April fight. I mean, it just seems like creating an artificial obstacle where there doesn't need to be one. But if Eddie means that, if he's really serious about that, then I think that's really is going to prevent either of these guys, whoever wins, from fighting Joshua in April.
Well, I don't know if congratulations are in order, but I feel like with HBO stepping outside the game and Showtime being here in this moment in heavyweight boxing, congratulations, Stephen Espinoza.
Good to see you,
It's a pleasure to always talk to you.